Know that she is serious about you. Oftentimes, you just won't have doubts. However, if we're talking about actions, that's going to be the key factor that has to come in to play a part. I say that because no words or any description or explanation of, hey, I am serious, or I want you, I care for you, I love you, is going to be enough. If these actions aren't showing that it's about you and her, if it's not showing that she is about you and you don't have to worry about nobody else, if the actions aren't giving, oh, how are you doing? Did you have a good day at work? Oh, can I see you afterwards? Right? Or do you need help with this? Things such as that will always show, in a sense, a reliable source of somebody being serious about you. Now, when I talk about how you guys always have to be concerned or paying attention to and observant of your situation, that just typically means what is going on. Are you dealing with somebody that you have to be more serious, but they're not adding that up? If you're getting an impression that the seriousness should be at a higher level at this time around and it's not adding up, that speaks a lot of volume as far as your expectations are, of course, not being met. And so, for your own sake, it would only make sense that you have an understanding of, do not try to make it be anything else. However, if you're giving a warning, strikes, etc., and it's not coming through, then maybe the person you're choosing for you is not really that. In other words, the relationship, the idea that you want them to become or be is just not realistic at all. Now let me move on to like other ways they're serious. They have a commitment to you. Commitments can look such as like making sure that they don't text you at such a unreasonable time. When I was talking about it depends on who you're dating or the circumstances, this means that if you guys have an understanding that, okay, she's off work on a Saturday and she's going to be home by 5 p.m., just relax. Maybe she gets errands done in the beginning. Maybe she does other things in the beginning of the day. But 5 p.m., she's relaxed. She's at home. She's chilling. She can text you if she wants to get on the phone. She's interested. Those are other ways that she can show that she's serious about you. To my point, though, if that's going to end up being the case, you then want it to be that's the commitment that she is coming through with, because you don't need it to be a Saturday. Then you're barely getting a message when it's Sunday or Monday, when you should have already gotten a message on Saturday. Or if you had plans to talk that night, it's getting postponed. It won't happen the next day, or even seeing each other. So when you think about seriousness, there is things that give seriousness, but a way to like simplify or have an understanding if it is seriousness is knowing, is it doing the opposite of seriousness, right? Because if you're getting, oh, I don't know, she's serious, like this is weird behavior, then you got to run back to like, oh, she's not, right? Because I'm saying when you view it the other way, you have a different perspective, then you get the idea of knowing that, okay, it's clear that it's not seriousness. It's not what you're asking for. Because sometimes you can question your own self and say, oh, am I asking for too much? Now, before I elaborate, of course, happy holidays to everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves, or at least just having good times, whether it's with yourself or you're just this time around in life, you're enjoying it. It's about to be a new year anyway. So, as I said, happy holidays. If not, happy early New Year's, or just simply, I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. Question of the video is going to be, do you feel like it's easy sometimes to tell if she's serious about you? Like, do you feel like there's basically no question to it? In other words, is it obvious, or do you feel like there's indicators that are necessary but not happening? With that being said, make sure you book a consultation if you want to have a better insight and understanding of what your situation is actually like, what's really happening on her end. And consultations are about anything. So it's not just about dating. It's where you want to be, where you're trying to get to, how to implement it, and become that, be there. And so get the strategic ways plans that'll help you execute. And y'all, my no contact guide in general is still currently on sale. So shout out to everybody that has gotten it. And if you're going to, shout out to you. And bottom line is, it's going to help you in a lot of ways. There's a lot of details, but I don't want to spend the video right now explaining it to y'all. Just understand that you will be helping yourself grow. You will be checking in and loving on yourself and knowing what is mandatory to help yourself. And aspects of like mood checkers, and aspects of like growth, habits, hobbies, all sorts of that can be what is required to help you. And then, of course, being accountable with no contact. And lastly, just leads me to saying that I give you prompts that I would be giving anybody when I do consultations. That's why I included stories of real consultations when it came down to no contact and making it work. I included it in there so y'all have an understanding of how real it is, how much it really works. In other words, it works. You just got to play the part. And bottom line is, it's for your own benefit and it holds you accountable. And I make sure to do it the way that I know best to do it. If you join on Patreon as a premium member, you get to go ahead and get exclusive and access to other explicit things you won't get regularly. So more perks you get on there. You join for free. If you don't want to do that, you can be a YouTube member, but it's up to you. The links are down below. Now back to what I was saying. So, other ways that you want to understand that if you are getting taken serious or you don't have to worry about much is just the idea of simply knowing that the actions are following through. So, times of like having expectations, requirements, and it is supposed to come to life in a sense when you're in the dating scene or in the sense of like, oh, do I know for real? You want it to be that it's already explained. So think about the basics of just getting to know somebody, or if you dated for some time and then they're supposed to know, okay, this is where you stand. When I say this is where you stand, this is from the idea of, have you been explaining? Do they have an idea of what doesn't work with you? Are they fed up and tired of what they've been doing to you and they're tired of being this way? They got to change their own ways. So with all seriousness that's supposed to come through that they're giving to you is simply the idea of knowing it can't work any longer. Now, I'm not saying that she's going to easily be showing that she's serious about you, but I'm saying things like checking up, things like, hey, like if I did something wrong, I seen your mood change. Those are indicators. Simple things to like add to that can make it easier for you to understand is like, as she's getting to know you, she's not going to make you wait. She's not going to make you think and guess and wonder and question. That shouldn't be the case. It becomes a matter of like, oh, okay, if I'm supposed to show seriousness, I'm going to show up. If I told you things such as, oh, okay, she wants to hang out with you. She's calling you, but I didn't say every other day or calling you when it's needed, then those are indicators that she's not serious about you. So I'm saying like when you're trying to, in a sense, read between the lines, think of like what is not necessarily enough, but they feel like if they're giving it up to you and they're giving that up, that's enough. In other words, if it's not enough, it's not enough. Don't make it be like, well, at least I'm getting a phone call. Right? If you want somebody to be serious about you, you want the phone calls that are consistent, of course. You don't need inconsistency, but you want clarity, you want understanding, you want awareness of like, okay, they call when they have free time, they prioritize you. You don't have to go to voicemail when you call them, or you have understanding of when to call them, see them, and they show up. You're not getting postponed or rescheduled, or in other words, set back and not prioritized. So bottom line is, there's a lot of ways to tell if she's serious about you. There's key ways, there's simple ways. Either way, just understand, what is she really giving off to you. If you have a lot of questioning to do with her, then it does speak a lot of volume. All right, so I hope this helped in some way. Make sure you check out the links as I said down below. I love y'all. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Happy holidays. Bye, y'all.